as an artist, you just need to constantly change and evolve and just find the next thing. You know, 'cause if you don't, then you stay stagnant and you die.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's every time you make a record, you, in a weird way, whether you realize it or not, you're writing your own ticket. You're creating your own adventure that you're going to go on. And as with the case with Black Parade, it was a dark trip because of that. The record we were making that we scrapped was a very stagnant trip. It was very much, I think we would have been done touring immediately. I think it was stiff and I don't want to use the word generic because it wasn't, because the songs were great, but it lacked anything distinct. It was just rock songs, you know, and we felt that anybody could have done that. So we then felt like the touring was just going to be that, just a, you know, bunch of dudes playing rock songs every night, and you know, we kind of couldn't have that. That's not how we wanted to spend the next couple of years of our lives. Where tickets, t-shirts, and bullshit finances aside, like it's a necessity. We're a necessity to each other. I feel like I need them, like they feel like they probably need our music, you know. I feel like really positive about that though. Like it's not codependent, it's not symbiotic, but they give me hope when they understand what we do. And that is a really cool thing to find, that they give you hope. And with that hope, you take that hope, and it makes it so this engine that you guys are, you know, that we're all like dragging across the world is just really hot and loud and angry, and it's fucking moving up, you know, it's doing damage because they fill that engine up with gasoline, you know. That's really what it is now, you know. They give us, you know, hope to keep doing it, because it's like if you believe, somebody else is going to believe.
I think our fan base has kind of grown more optimistic and happy. You know, kind of, I guess we're more optimistic and happy people, so I don't know if they rubbed off on us or we rubbed off on them. One or the other, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, our fans are really open to letting new people in. You know, it's kind of like they're not elitist, which is really nice to see.
And the crowd's kind of like, in our live shows, the crowd's kind of layered, where it's like the newer, younger kids, they cluster up front, and then the veteran kids are kind of like just hanging in the back or sitting down in a seat. You know, it's kind of cool to see.
Like, imagine if your favorite band, you didn't have to grow out of them. Like, imagine if you didn't just listen to them for nostalgic reasons. If every time, let's say you grew out of them, but then they came out with a new record and it's exactly who you wanted to be right now. And the band took that risk every time to do that because that's just who they were. They were people that changed. Imagine if you didn't grow out of your favorite bands. Like, it's kind of awesome.
We're My Chemical Romance! And it's good to be back. Thank you for having us. How you guys doing tonight?
I think when I listen to that song, I think about the growth of the band, and you know, kind of the growth of each of the, you know, each, not only the band and musicians and whatnot, but just like each of us as individuals. You know, definitely listening to it back, it reminds me of when we first started, and I don't know, I think about kind of the journey that got us to where we are now.
We were talking about this yesterday, like, looking back, like it's been 10 years, going on 11 years that we've been in this band. I basically grew up in this band.
Yeah, like Frank was like, what, 19 was he?
Like 18, 19.
Wasn't old
Mikey was
enough to
super
drink.
young.
He wasn't old enough to get into certain clubs we would play.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't. They put the X's all over your hands and head and everything.
It's insane. Now he's a father now. It's just like it's really wild. So that's what I always think about when I play that song.
I think about the shit that I learned up until like 18, and then the stuff I learned from like 18 to now 29. Like, I learned so much more in those 10 years being in this band and traveling the world with these my best friends than the first 18 years. Like the first 18 years was just like kind of waiting around for the band to start, basically.
Interesting because I don't necessarily know that they're good guys, and I don't necessarily know that the corporation are bad guys. And I think that's like the healthiest way to look at it. We didn't want to sell kind of a prepackaged rebellion to kids. It's less about rebelling against like an evil empire. It's more about, I guess, rebelling against yourself. To me, the corporation is just all the negative or positive aspects we have. Like, you know, there's that nagging thing in all of us that wants to clean up and support your family and all this stuff. Like, it's so much safer if I lived in this sterile hospital-like environment and that pills made me happy. I didn't have to fight to be happy. I had to just take medicine.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's what's really cool about the Killjoys thing is that it's such a multi-layered art project that, you know, like there's a story there, but the story's in the videos, and it's like, you know, when we play live, it's something completely different.
I think what's kind of cool, actually, you know, I've started to notice is like the kids bring it in a way, like the way they're dressing, and I mean, it gets crazier every single night. Like, just look at the crowd; they're awesome. It's like they're part of the show too, which is cool.
To be loose. I think right now we're still figuring out what the hell we put into the world. We don't know. Totally. You have a feeling of maybe what you're injecting into the world. You don't know until you inject it and then see what happens. You know, it's like an experiment. So we're still just kind of getting our feet